Welcome to Commissioner's Corner. I'm Commissioner Charlotte Garrido, and I'm here at Village Greens Golf Course today. Our parks have been so busy this summer, it is late summer, that we thought that it might be a good idea to show you around some of the parks and introduce you to some that you may not even know. Kitsap County has 78 parks of more than 6,000 acres, so they offer people lots of opportunities for swimming or hiking or biking or golfing. There are athletic fields for softball and soccer and baseball. There's just so much going on that we wanted to tell you a little bit more about it. Here in South Kitsap, we have 23 parks. We have parks that are heritage parks, large parks that are heritage parks. We have regional parks, community parks, and natural resource areas. And they range in size from half an acre to 1,195 acres. The astounding thing is that with as many parks as we have, a total of 78 in the whole county, we only have 33 parks employees in our Department of Parks and Recreation. They do a wonderful job for all of the citizens of Kitsap County. I have Brian Hauschel here today. He's the Parks Maintenance Supervisor, and he's going to tell you just a little bit about Village Greens Golf Course.
Thank you, Commissioner Garrido.
Sure.
Yeah, we've taken over here at the golf course about May 1st of this year, so this is a new project for us here at the county. The Parks Department is excited about this opportunity. This golf course has a great community niche. It's a great place for children to learn to play golf. From beginners to experienced golfers, this is a great place to hone your skills. And we're looking to make some changes out here, and all for the positive, and we're really looking forward to the opportunity to do that.
Well, we've actually owned the park for a number of years, or the golf course, and we had a manager here who has opted not to continue. So the Parks Department has stepped in and are managing it. It's kind of fun to come out in the morning. There are several groups of folks that come at, 7 in the morning?
Yeah, we're opening at 7 in the morning right now, and there's quite a constituency of folks that are really religious about playing golf. And they have a lot of fun out here. They're here every morning, and they're a great group of guys.
Yeah, and women.
And women.
Yeah, I came by this morning just to chat briefly and saw that there were 25 cars in the parking lot. And that was 9 or 10 o'clock. That wasn't the peak hour, was it?
No, it wasn't. But play is starting to pick up here. We've had some great summer weather. It's made my job a little bit more difficult, but allows for great recreational opportunities for people and to come out and enjoy the outdoors and enjoy part of the county parks.
Well, it actually looks really quiet here, but there are quite a few people out on this course now, aren't there?
Yeah, there is. It tends to die down a little bit in the afternoons, but yeah, there are several people that are out enjoying themselves today, and it is a beautiful day to do so.
Mm-hmm. So tell me about some of the kids that come to play.
I've seen kids out here from the driving range from about as tall as they can possibly be to swing a golf club to adults, and the kids have been coming out and hitting range balls and playing, and I really like to see that. It's encouraging to see little kids coming out and playing and enjoying their summer as well.
Now, you have a little background in teaching.
Yeah, years ago I used to be part of a junior program at Kitsap Golf and Country Club, and been around golf courses pretty much my whole life. My grandparents got me started at the golf courses when I was 8 years old, and I just really, I love it. I love every aspect of it, from working on the greens to playing golf, and so this is certainly my passion.
Well, it's a beautiful, beautiful course. Can you tell me a little bit about the different kinds of maintenance that go into taking care of this particular golf course?
Sure. We start in the spring with aerification and some top dressing to try to get the greens in shape and get them smoothed out. We were on a meticulous mowing schedule here for the greens. Those are certainly our focus here. We're doing quite a bit of rehabilitation. Some of the irrigation upgrades that we've been doing this summer We'll be redoing some tee boxes, this winter, as
A
well
tee box.
yeah, all the tee areas and stuff. They get pretty beat up throughout all the play in the summer, so we go by and rebuild them all and get a healthy stand of grass growing on there and get ready for the next year. Some of the things that we're looking forward to this winter as well is doing a lot of pruning and limbing and cleaning up of the golf course. We've got some trees that need some attention and some branches as well, and so I think this next year is going to be a real good year for us. I only see us going up from here.
There are lots of trees on this course. Is that normal?
For a course this size, there's a tremendous amount of trees. It's beautiful. I'm glad to see that they're here, but once again, it makes my job very, very difficult between the needles and how they affect the soils to just picking up branches when the wind blows and all the cones and stuff. There are a lot of trees here. Yeah, I wouldn't mind even planting a few more if we had to.
Great. So how long will it take me to play around here?
It's being an executive course like this, it really doesn't take all that long. We're probably looking at, depending on your pace of play, but an hour and a half for 9. So you could probably be looking at anywhere from 2 to 3 hours for 18 holes. But of course, that depends on your pace of play.
Well, I'm also interested in the exercise. How far will I walk?
Just get a couple thousand yards out of it. It's not a real long golf course, but it's certainly a great walk. It's not a tough walk at all. We have a little undulation here, but for the most part, it's just a great walk in the park.
What if somebody has not played before? Can they come and rent clubs?
We do have some clubs, some loaner clubs here. We're working on our stock as well to start rebuild that, so we do provide those opportunities. But we do have some clubs here. We've got a pretty decent sized driving range. We're working on getting some new lights there, so we might be able to actually start hitting balls this winter as it gets dark earlier. But yeah, we certainly welcome any and all here, you know, from the first time you saw a golf ball to the time you're a pro. So come on out and enjoy yourself.
Yes, sir, I will. Well, let's talk about a few of the other parks that we have down here in the south end. I know that there are 78 across the county, but let's just kind of champion some of the others, some of the ones that we have right down here in South Kitsap. Banner Forest is one of my favorites. It's 640 acres. It's a section of land. It's a former DNR parcel, and it's wonderful for long hikes. There are lots of bicyclists that go through there, and even some horseback riding. What else can you tell me about Banner Forest?
Just a unique piece of property there. It's absolutely incredible. Great walking trails. Some folks are using it for horseback riding. A lot of people riding bikes through there. Great stewardship there. Just a great place to go for a walk. There's some maps that are there located on a kiosk, so you can familiarize yourself with it. There's 2 different entrances. We have one off Olalla Valley Road and one off Banner. And just a beautiful, beautiful piece of property.
Yeah, very peaceful.
Very.
And actually it does have a very strong stewardship group. A lot of local folks around there have put together a plan for Banner Forest and how it will be used and especially how it will be maintained. So there are actually a couple of benches that have been made by Boy Scouts.
Yes.
And it's just really a peaceful and an opportunity to do bird watching and some live
yeah, we've seen deer out
wildlife,
there and see some wildlife. It's just absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. What about Anderson Point?
Anderson Point is just a phenomenal piece of property that the county had purchased. And I just got to say this to the former commission and some of our planners who had used some forethought to secure a lot of these big pieces of property, and that's great because Kitsap County is very unique in some of our landscapes that we have here. And for us to acquire some of these specialty pieces of property is great. Anderson Point is a small parking lot off of Millihana and Banner.
In Olalla.
And out in Olalla area, yes. And it's quite a walk in, but it's a graded road in. Phenomenal beach down there.
3,100 linear feet
Is that
of
what
sandy
it is?
beach. Yes.
It is a sandy beach, and it is very beautiful. If you want to go for a great walk and have a picnic, that'd be
Yeah.
one of my first
Yeah.
places.
And it's a fairly a walk downhill and back uphill when you're done, or
Yeah.
you can canoe in.
Yes, you can. That is an opportunity as well because of all the water access. Um, the down doesn't seem to be too bad, but it's quite a pull coming back up. It's a long
test.
ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there are lots of people that do it, and there
Mhm.
are lots of people who take a routine walk up and down that hill,
Absolutely.
and just it's such a beautiful beach.
Yes, that is. You don't find beaches like that around here very
Right.
often.
What about the new South Kitsap Community Park?
That is a great piece of property as well there with a bunch of different entities that are a part of that, from even the live steamers to Casey's batting cage. The girls softball's been playing out there for the last couple of years since the county parks have taken that over, but it has been a park for quite some time now already. We've got some plans out there to make some improvements, so we're looking forward to that. That should be coming up here in our near future. That is a great piece of property. Great walking trails there too. There's some neat places.
It's hard to believe that it's surrounded by urban, residential and commercial businesses all around it. And it's 202 acres, I believe. And yet when you get back on some of those paths, you would never realize that you were in such an urbanized area.
No, you'd think you were back in the forest somewhere in a remote mountains or something. It's pretty tranquil there. And you're right, it is totally surrounded. It's just kind of its own little slice of heaven right there.
Yeah, so we actually do have some plans and some funding to improve that park, and there will be a skate park that will, some stewards are really working hard to earn money so that they can help us build that skate park, and there'll be a facilities building, and hopefully eventually we will have a community center in that park.
That would be great. That's a great location and centrally surrounded.
Yes.
So it's really accessible for everybody here in
Yeah.
the South End.
Yeah, it's at the intersection of Jackson and Lund in Port Orchard. So let's see what other parks there. We have a couple of small viewing parks that give us great vistas of the wonderful waterfront that we have.
Yeah, we do. We have Viewpoint County Park, overlooks Navy Yard and over Sinclair Inlet, and that's a pretty neat place to view the ships. Across from that, we have Sinclair Inlet. We have a viewing area there for birds and stuff. That's one of the best places to watch birds.
Now, how do we find that?
That is heading north on 16 on the right-hand side, just past the Landon Gardens. There's a little pole out there, small parking lot, probably hold 10, 12 cars, but.
And Landon Gardens will appreciate the plug, but it's right through Gorst as
Yes.
we head north.
Yes.
What's your favorite South Kitsap park?
I think my favorite are the parks, plural, in the South End.
Gotcha.
I don't know. Horseshoe Lake has been a real popular lake for us the last couple of years. That park has probably been our most highly used park throughout the summer.
Has it?
And by a long shot, actually. So there's a lot of activity there. That's a great park. Long Lake is a great park as well. We've got a community center there and a ball field, a play toy. We've got a fishing pier there, some barbecues, great waterfront beach, sandy beach there that we've rehabilitated in the last couple of years. That's a really neat park there too. Another opportunity that we have along the waterfront out there in Olalla is Olalla Boat Launch, and we've picked that up too, and that provides another source of recreation as well. That's kind of a small boat and tide dependent sort of thing, but nonetheless it's important to the folks in Olalla.
And beyond. Actually, it's one of the very few places in South Kitsap to put your boat in.
It is.
So it's very well used, even though it's small. And it's got a great history, so you can just go right across the street into Al's of Olalla and see some of those early Olalla pictures of buildings built out over Olalla Bay. So it's pretty meaningful to a lot of the locals.
Yeah, that's another neat place there too.
It's beautiful.
Great place to watch birds there too, even back in the slough there.
Well, the blue heron really like it, and the eagles are there quite a bit too, but the blue heron are almost always there. Yeah. And Howe Farm is a pretty special park in South Kitsap.
Yeah, it's an 80-plus acre park, and it's a unique piece of property with another lot of history there at that park. The barn is still there, and that has a lot of symbolism to the farm itself. Back in the back part of away from the parking lot, there's some walking trails, and there's some tranquil areas back there and peaceful areas to go for a walk. There's an off-leash dog park there. And we're hoping to get that back used as a farm again here pretty soon. We've just done a bunch of upgrades there and put in a new parking lot, actually 2 sections of parking lot, and put in a new restroom. And so we're hoping folks are going to use that and enjoy themselves there too.
Well, we actually are working with South Kitsap School District at this moment, working to have students be able to create some farming activities out there, and we hope to get that going soon.
Yeah, I think that'd be great for the school and FFA and some of those folks, and allow the kids to do some hands-on work, and also give back to the county parks a little bit and take a little bit of ownership. So I think it'll be a good deal.
And again, that's another beautiful park. They're all beautiful, but they are beautiful in very distinct and different ways. And that one was chosen as an open space nomination, I believe it was in the 90s, because of the beautiful vista from the highway. You could just look across these wonderful fields and see the original, the vegetation that had been around the original farmhouse, and that barn, which is a landscape.
Yeah, in itself.
Itself.
Another park that we have with a lot of history to it is Harper Park. And
oh yes, I forgot that.
Harper Park has got another great stewardship folks there. They do a tremendous job for that park. And it's got a ball field and some picnic tables and some great walking trails through there. Small little boat launch that could be used with the old brickyard there.
And tell us a little more of the history of the brickyard.
Actually, I would encourage folks to come to Harper Park and read the history that we just put up. We had a Boy Scout come out and do an Eagle Scout project for us, and he did a full layout of the history of that and what used to be, how the clay bricks were even made. And that used to be an old brickyard there. And so I would encourage you to come to the county parks and read that and learn a little bit of the history of the area.
Well, I actually haven't heard, but the stewardship group there at Harper Park does have an annual picnic. The neighbors come together for an annual picnic and talk about that heritage and about the importance of the extraction of bricks from that property. So. And
we still find them.
Yeah, and there's a big pile of them across the road in the estuary,
yes,
right there at Harper as well.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, those guys do a phenomenal job, especially keeping the trails clear and things like that. And they're a good group of people.
Great. Well, one other thing that I wanted to say, I don't know how much you know about the fact that the county just recently got an energy efficiency block grant, and we're using those funds to buy 80 solar trash compactors that we will be putting in counties across the park. So these are garbage cans that will, the sun will compact the trash, and so that we don't have to empty the trash cans nearly as often as a regular one, so that we'll be saving taxpayers a lot of money by reducing the number of pickups. But we wanted to quickly make a plea for people to remember that we have great employees in our parks departments. We have beautiful parks in all of Kitsap County. And we're all in this together. We know that people love to use their local parks and their big heritage parks. And we invite you to volunteer with other folks in your neighborhood, get to know your neighborhood, get to know your local park, and feel a sense of pride in helping it and helping us to make it be one of the best parks ever. So I think we've had a wonderful afternoon talking about parks. We'd love to visit more. But for Commissioner's Corner, thank you for visiting, and we'll see you next time.